Pleasing a spouse is contrary to everything we're taught in this present day and age. From our music to the movies we watch daily, we're taught to be selfish. And someone is probably looking at me and wondering, how are they pleasing me? Tonight on Moment, we talk about pleasing your spouse. Hello, ladies.
Hi,
are you being pleased?
Well,
are you being pleased?
that's a complicated question, but I think No, right now my thing is to be selfish, and you know, I feel like in the past I've given so much in relationships. Now I want people to please me.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yes.
I feel drained from investing in situations that did not give me the returns. So I say to people right now, I'm on a path. You see, the moment something was giving clearance, that I'm now free again. I now became that girl that is all about taking care of herself. If I walk into a store, I see something, I don't care how much it is, I want to love myself because I've treated myself so unfairly in the past. So I'm all about self-love, and my self-love notion, I'm a bit selfish. I confess.
Selfish people live longer, apparently. Did you know
Nicki Minaj said that in that movie.
Yes,
I mean, I'm not trying to be selfish like that, but let's be, like, I just feel like all my life, I mean, when
you were the lover girl.
From my teenage age to the entire 20s, I spent in a forest watching just one tree. All of a sudden, I'm now awake to the trees and the beautiful plants out there. Girl, I'm a do me.
And you know what? I think I understand what you guys are saying, and the fact that that's why I'm very careful about who I let into my life. Because I know myself that once I'm in. I go hard. You guys have heard the stories now. I'll buy flight cake from America.
That one was deep.
Do you know what I mean? So imagine if I constantly did that for so many people. It would be so hard for me to feel valued. So now what I do is, you have to really come correct before I feel like you're worth entering into the
relationship. And you know what? It's so sad because I'm a Scorpio. I'm a lover girl, but they ruined it. They've taken away.
Life has shown you.
I was the lover girl. When you say ride or die, that was Toke Makiwa next to
we know now.
I would date a guy that cannot even buy me a drink in a club, and I would drink all night. I'll just stand there.
My heart is just going out to you right now.
Do you know, there was one guy that I was talking to, and the guy was like, that, you know, we should meet up, and he was like, oh, we should meet up, you know, at a mall. And I was like, well, it's a bit far from my house. Like, I don't live that close. He was like, yeah, but it's closer for him. I was like, okay. Do you know what he now said? When we got there, he said, you know what, Bolale, I'm just feeling like KFC. Do you know, I was like, but I was like, okay.
So wait, no, I don't understand. So you should not go to KFC.
So he said, you know, we should go. And for me, I'm not going to get dressed up, and let's say, there's nothing wrong going to KFC, but I'm not going to get dressed up and go to KFC.
You don't need to go on a date to KFC.
Do you understand?
You can go with
it was so weird because I sit back and I think to myself, I said, what was I thinking?
What were you thinking, girl? I have to ask you.
And I was thinking, I don't want to seem, and this is where women get, I don't want to be seen as a gold digger. But
girl, at my age, we have to meet up, but I need to cut you short because you see today, Bolale is about to press the buttons. I have so much to say about that.
But now my eye is open because I sit down and I think to myself, I was like, no, I don't want you to take me to KFC. I don't think that's the way you should court me.
And if you think I'm high and by,
exactly, goodbye. Thank you. But you guys, no, I went to.
No, your value is higher than KFC.
Do you know what? I can't wait for us to meet our guests today and just start talking about this, and I hope that our viewers at home as well. For the young ladies, pay attention, attention. There's some things you can only get on this show. All this and more when we come back.
Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk Nigeria. Our topic today is pleasing the spouse, but before we get into that, we've got some amazing guests with us. First up is Nedu, who is a comedian and radio personality with Wazobia FM. His real name is Annie Chinedu Emmanuel, and also Bella Rose, who is a radio host at City 105.1 FM and an Instagram comedian. Her full name is Bella Rose Okoji. And welcome to Moments, ladies. Nice to see you.
We have like the funny guys
comedians
today. And I think it's going to be very interesting with what we'll be talking about a little bit later. But let's talk about the act of being a comedian and being on radio at the same time. Do you find that the lines are a bit blurred? Like, is it easier with, you know, relying on humor? I mean, I don't know if everything else fails. You can just crack a joke.
I feel really flattered, though, that I'm being referred to as a comedian. I mean, Nedu is here. He's like the comedian.
Ladies and gentlemen on Instagram, get in here.
But essentially, I just use Snapchat filters to alter how I sound and how I look. And once in a while, I say I have a very big bone of humor in my skin that kind of itches. So once in a while, I get really comical. So I'm sharing things that, again, bother on politics, how that affects young people, faith as well. You know, all of these things that people can relate to, how you enter a bus and people are acting in the bus, you know, that stuff. So it's just what happens, pop culture, right, retold in a very humorous manner. But I think mixing that up with work on radio, it can be a bit tasking because of the creative juice that you are perhaps having to press. You know, so you have to prepare for your show on radio, and then you have to think about, what funny thing will I do this week?
But do you feel like the radio gives you some kind of material for the comedy? Because when I'm scrolling in and you're hearing all these different experiences.
And I think it's also helping me, it's helping me pay attention to more things. So some things
good.
that I would not naturally not pay so much attention to, because people talk about it on radio and because it's happening to lots of people, they're expressing their views. I'm like, perhaps there could be a comical side to this.
So that's interesting. And the alter ego, Sister Nkechi, how did that start? I've always wanted to ask you this.
Well, the thing is
this one of them?
no, this is the real me.
I've
this
never heard him sound.
This is the
like
Alala. You know what in Igbo Alala is underpot.
Okay.
Like this is the real me now. This is me that nobody knows about. A lot of people just see the alter egos, and then when they see you outside, they expect you to sound like an alter ego. And
But you do sound like your alter ego when we see you outside.
Sometime. Sometime. Now I have there is Nkechi, there is Musa, there is Magnus, that's the end-time landlord. There is 2 that's coming out soon, before the end of the year. I don't know.
How does it work? Like, how do you get these people? Are they just in there?
Yes, everybody like
But
Legion.
do you ever lose track? Like, do you ever think, I want to be Nedu, and then another voice now comes out and surprises you?
Mbakwa. No.
Okay.
It just, everything is just there. Like the Nkechi character, I'd say the Nkechi character, I think I learned everything from my mom.
Okay.
Her mannerisms.
Yes, everything. My mom is just drama.
Change your style. Hey, Nkechi runs. Girl, yeah, remove my madam is coming. Oh, yeah.
Calm down now. If not that today, Saturday, I would have paid you money. Bank is not working.
But when you were, my question is, when you were a kid, were you like this? Like, did you used to play different characters?
Funny enough, I was very quiet when I was a kid.
Really?
Like, my mom used to always ask me to go out now, go and meet your friends, But growing up, I always said I don't like people. I always said I hated people. I always like being alone.
You clearly have issues.
So now it's like an outlet.
It's just way too...
So what are we getting on the show today, just before we wrap up?
You ask and you get it.
Because the topic today is quite interesting. It's about pleasing your spouse. And I know that Sister Nkechi says a lot. She says a lot about pleasing your spouse.
Yes.
So I guess we'll see more of that, right?
I hope so.
Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk Nigeria. Today on the show, we're talking about pleasing your spouse. Now, I'm going to use an example. This is, well, currently. So in my church, they're currently preaching on marriage. And it's interesting because I found a lot of the talks or the sermons very like, I agree. Some of them I'm like, I'm not sure. Okay, so one of the sermons was basically, you know, like when you get married and, you know, before, like, I know like when I first start dating someone, like I'm always ready, like hair on fleek, makeup, everything. And maybe like there's not one day where I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do the little makeup look. The next thing you know, there's no makeup. Next thing you know, there's no wig. You know what I mean? So there becomes this comfort. Because when you become comfortable with someone, you don't feel the need to put as much effort.
Yeah, that's very true.
So you hear of all these relationships, you get married and there's no effort, you know, on both parties. Because the guy, maybe he used to be macho, muscle, gym. Now he's pot belly. His fade is not on point. The dressing is not there. And the same thing with woman, you know. When you get home, the wig is off, no makeup, she's in a wrapper. No, and it's true. Do you guys think that it's natural that you get to a point where you're just comfortable and at least physically pleasing your spouse is not as necessary or is not as needed?
Always pleasing your spouse is very, very important. You always have to, one way or the other, consciously or unconsciously, you have to please your spouse. Being with someone, you have to first of all know who you are. Your kind of person. With you go fit stand, with you not go fit stand. Everybody has issues. The question is, who can you stay with even with the issues? Like me, where I did here so now, I know what I like for woman body. You understand? I like, you know, everything. Back to what you just said.
You did not say anything right now.
but you know what I mean.
No, we
you
don't.
understand. You know.
Use your words.
Spell it out.
I don't like it when it's too big.
Okay.
I like it when you know those kind where they did for body. So when you be even became don't visitor, you go still dey where he did.
Oh, standing, right.
Not be. It gets some. Do I have to say that? It gets some when you be say. Pikin go
make am fall. But there's surgery now.
I just leave my car. It gets some way surgery not fit help. When pikin don't visit and finish, you know that kind of right? We come for another pikin. Pikin one sock, you don't give up. Don't play with it, though. When you finish, bring it back.
There's something wrong with it.
Yeah, horrible person. Yeah, the reason why women are sitting down.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
So that's how you would be pleased. You don't want that situation.
No,
So what you're saying is, for you, that's your preference.
I'm trying to get to
What
what
she's
she's saying.
Okay.
Like, when the wig is off, when the makeup is off, when those things is off, that real person, you understand? It now boils down to what be the thing when it be say make you like that person in the first place.
But what if that's the wig and all those things is what made you like the person?
Then the person don't know what they do.
Okay.
Because a lot of people feel like effort should still be made. Because and we're talking about we're even scratching the surface. This is just physically appealing to your spouse. There's other sides of it.
A lot of times, when you're dating someone, right, before you go out with that person, you are in your element, you're at home, right? So like, you don't have makeup, you don't have the wig on, and you are having a blast. I don't know if that happens to you. You're at home, no makeup, nothing, you're dancing.
I'm always made up.
So guys, like, that's not me.
But I mean, that happens to you even, you know, when you're on your own, when you're alone. So when you are dating someone, you're married to someone, you should get to that level where you can feel that way. So I feel like if I don't have any makeup on, sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, I'm fine, no makeup, nothing. So you should get to a level with whoever it is that you're dating or you're married to feel that comfortable.
Okay, guys, but you know what? We focus so much on the physical. Pleasing your partner goes a long way. And let's even bring it down to where we are now, where it seems like it's the woman that has to do all of the work. It somehow seems like that these days. I know your sister Nkechi sometimes addresses the behavior that men have as well. You know, you marry a man and the man expects you, the moment you change, they don't even want you, there's a certain way they cannot have sex with you. Let's just be candid, because they believe that that's my wife, and my wife's supposed to be seen in a certain kind of way. The woman is supposed to caretake the home, make sure the kids' homework is done, make sure the house is clean, make sure. So, what do the men bring to the table, really?
It's men not they try. That's the truth. I say it a lot. Some they try, some not they try. I'm not saying I'm better or something. Maybe if I get my own for my body, do you know what I mean? You go marry. You were saying something. You go marry this girl, and you'll be like Bolanle so now. You get nice shape, everything your day wear. You don't born, you don't come born 3. How many you want born? 3. You don't come born 3 now. Wait now. You don't come born 3 now. You understand? Then tomorrow now, you can stand up. Say you are not the girl I used to know. You understand? The same woman don't born children for you. They wash your clothes, they cook your food, a lot of things. You always expect her to do more to please you. When you serve, what be that thing? You know, you ask yourself, what be the things when you say you supposed also do to please her as a woman? Because the truth is,
Lady, God bless you for voicing the sentiments. I think a lot of women really actually feel the way you're saying.
It's true, because the thing is, I believe if I'm dating you now and you don't come born like 3 kids and then you've added some flesh and stuff, no doubt, I will expect to make you shed that thing. But if I still show you love, irrespective of that thing, and small, I see the two of me say, but you know, say no go party appreciation, but I still love you the way you did. You understand? Do you know what I mean?
Then she can even go to the gym because she knows
she's encouraged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you go to tell her, okay, maybe if you tell her, okay, let's go out tomorrow. Make it be saying that she they feel bad, say she fat, where she not go follow you go. But do everything you need to do. But a lot of men these days, now that time you can't see them begin the chook eye for one ladies on Instagram. You know this
ladies on Instagram.
These little girls on Instagram. You understand?
But I think naturally, women we're natural pleasers. I think we have been wired that way.
But
it comes naturally for us.
In addition, women do more of the job. Make I not lie. Women should do more. But
we have to stop you. It's time for a very short break. I know you have a lot you're going to say. It's even hitting you in the chest. The conversation for you. Don't worry. After the break, the conversation continues. Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk Nigeria. Our topic today is pleasing the spouse. Before the break, it got very heated. Nedu, you were puffing up in the chest.
Left.
You had a lot to say.
No, I was going right. I'm not doing Beyonce today, left today. Left.
Okay.
I'm still on track. I know where I did. If your woman like some certain thing, you get some girls now pepper soup they like, get some girls now this one they like, this one and that one they like. Still probably do those things for her while you did try code that, just like I said earlier, make her understand. Say, look, see the kind of thing why I like. Before I marry, you know, so I like slim girls. I like make you understand. I like you understand. So just try to do all those things. You know me say I love you any less. And say she add weight and all those things, not me say na excuse for the man to come begin go out, you know, to look for other girls that are still those girls go see reach their own stage. But the thing is, the society that we are in these days, it don't come make them look like the women have to do more of the job.
Yes, I agree. And I also think, you know, sometimes, you know, men expect you to go so far in order to please them. For example, I have a story. I was once dating this guy and he would say things to me like, oh, you need to go to the gym 4 times a week because I don't want to marry you now. You now have a child, like you are saying. You now be fat. I don't like fat women. So I said, okay, let me start trying to go to the gym. After that, it was like, oh, you have to wear heels. I only like women, you know, who... I'm like, this is too much. It's almost like control. Do you know what I mean? I started doing them. At a point, I had to stop because I was like, this is almost like this person trying to control me. And these are really superficial things. I can only try to one extent. If I have kids and I now get fat and I can't lose the weight in time, will you divorce me? And the answer was probably yes.
But he's telling you before he married you, and back to what you said, there are many women who have done certain things to keep their homes. Women do the most. Women will do it. They are pleasers. The man, some women have even had other women in their beds just to please this man.
The issue though is that a lot of men feel like the only thing they're responsible for is
just to bring money and payment.
No, that's the problem.
And that's wrong.
Little things matter. I think we are maybe focusing on weight and some of these things, you know, maybe too much. There are other things that men can do to please their wives. Women can
find flowers.
Women can learn how to cook a man's favorite dish and cook for him. They can learn how to maybe knot his tie, do all these little things. But things like maybe getting her flowers, it might be something that you don't even do on a normal day.
Everybody get that soft spot. If you now, the only thing that appeals to you is some dude, she just, me and one guy, you come now. You give me black card, platinum card, man, you go Dubai, you go shop everything. If you have a good boyfriend that loves you, that does everything for you, he worships you and everything, and some dude just comes out from nowhere, gives you the black card, I really like you, honey. Just take the card, just go to Dubai, do whatever it is you want to do, shop and come back. I swear, whether you like him or not, whether you love that dude or not, you see yourself gradually gravitating towards that guy because he don't touch your soft spot.
So you're basically saying that if you have that desire, if someone comes and meets that desire, there's a chance that you fall into the trap.
Simple.
Wow.
No, but do you? I don't know if I agree.
I don't think you are in love. What he's saying is, what he's saying is that if you, for some people, that might never be a perk.
Exactly.
You might never be interested in someone who is able to take care of you like that. So you won't fall into it. But if you do have a desire for that, and your boyfriend is more of an average person, then you will fall into the trap of that.
But then the issue of pleasing your spouse. My vocal point on here is the fact that when you're hearing things like that, from even the mother of the guy, family, they look at the woman to do every single thing. You have to sex him in this kind of way. You have to make sure his food is hot and warm. But then some of us married men who had the 6-packs before the kids came, he's not only had added weight, he has a keg and he doesn't think there's anything wrong. He snores and he's snoring in your ears. And you know, so if you can stay with a guy who snores because you love him, why are you quick to always look for the 80%, I mean 80-20 rule, the 20% out there and looking at the woman that you are?
If you marry a person who truly love you, that worships the very ground where you walk up past, the truth is, you can hardly go wrong with that person. But if you not marry a person because he's 6-pack, he get pointed nose, he looks like Tyrese, do you know what I mean? When that guy begin fooling himself, that love what you think you get for that guy, it will burn.
I think pleasing one is a bit subjective. Because what
this thing
is
bigger than
somebody else that they wouldn't like.
It's huge.
So I think again, it still to an extent boils down to whoever it is that you're with.
But it's also the willingness
of... You might not like it. You might first somebody who just maybe...
No, with guys, that marrying somebody you like does not work. If I like you, men don't do pity like, because pity like is only good now.
See, it's not a thing for girls, I know me guys like you.
Yes.
Husbands love your wives?
more.
Right?
Yes. I gaslight you.
All right, like guys, we've completely run out of time.
I understand what you're saying, Nedu.
We have to get Nedu
understand.
and
That old school
back
advice to marry someone who loves you more.
I know, but we have to get them back to talk about this because there's a lot of angles to it. But we get your points and we get your points as well. And we've taken some lessons. At least next nigga that likes me. Yes, or next man that likes me. Yes, I'm available. But before we let you go, you have to share with us a celebrity secret.
Which one be celebrity secret?
Something nobody knows about you.
Okay, something nobody knows about me is that I had a twin sister.
You did?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know anything about. Okay, let me just say this thing about my family. Let me just put it out totally. I'm not. I had it. I was born a twin. My twin sister died during birth. I was born through CS, and then my mom gave birth to my younger brother, Ekene Mike. It's just him, and then my mom gave birth to another set of twins, my sister and the twin, a guy. He died when he was 9 because he was sickle cell. He had the sickle cell thing, and then my only sister died 2011 from one very strange illness. She stepped on a charm and blah 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 blah. Long story, she died. So that's a lot of people.
So you
don't
guys
know
have
about
boys,
me.
just
No,
boys.
it's just me and my brother.
Wow.
Right now. So that's what you guys don't know about me.
So are you guys really close?
Yeah, we're very close, and I love my mother so much. And another sad thing about me that nobody knows, that I'm very, very emotional, and it's so sad.
Really?
Looks like you're about to cry.
I would never guess.
I'm very freaking emotional.
I would never have guessed.
It's funny enough, and I'm a very quiet person. I'm an indoor person, but people not agree.
I feel like I've
quiet.
heard though that a lot of comedians are actually very quiet.
I'm a
people.
very quiet person. I'm always indoors. I rather, that is why I like having everything. I like having everything I need, and I know good because my guy get PS. Like I go, no, I have everything in my house. I make sure I have like 24 hours. So basically, I'm an indoor person. I'm a very quiet person.
Creative people like solitude.
That was very
Thanks
good.
for
Thank
sharing,
you.
actually. We don't even know how
You
to
shared
guess.
a lot.
I've guessed
Right.
that.
I'm also quite emotional. Like,
But for
I can cry for the littlest things.
Do you cry in like sad movies and that kind of
Yes,
stuff?
I haven't
Wow.
watched Titanic because I think I would burn my eyes out.
Oh
I'm
my
not even
gosh.
joking. Like,
No,
I'm
partner, I think you can handle it.
I cry
When I was a kid, I cried.
I cry a lot,
Did
and
you
I
still
tell
cry
that
now?
to my dad. My dad used to be very emotional, and then I have an altar. I have dreams. I don't know if it's the right word to use, but
Are you like a prophetess or something?
no. Well,
Okay.
I
I was about
dream
to
too.
ask.
But in another life, I see myself as a corn seller. I know, like, because I love corn like so much. As soon as when I'm driving, I'm like, how come these women have corn like that? You know, like they are in control of the corn. I don't even understand. Like they can try to sell this kind if they want. If they don't want, they can eat it.
I don't know if they would all really be.
I love corn.
I think we should be
And I
worried.
just like, one day I will have my own Igba and I'll be
Corn Empire.
just me. I'm not selling it.
But like,
point that
you
in
can
your
do that
dream-
tomorrow if you want.
Exactly.
You can give them a radio
there.
career.
I love it's
To the point that in your dream, girl,
it's not it's corn. It's like
Wow.
roasted corn and ube
in your dream,
or coconuts. You guys know now.
I have a dream book. I'll check what that means. There's a meaning for everything. I'll check for you. Don't worry. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. Coming up shortly, it'll be time for In a Nutshell.
Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk. In a nutshell, I've learned that, you know, it's a two-way street. I've learned that the art of pleasing your significant other is something that you can constantly work at. And, you know, as long as we keep evolving, a relationship is something that you keep working at to get better. Things don't just magically happen. You know, for the men out there, it's not just a woman thing. Please, you know, as much as you want to be pleased, you also need to do some pleasing as well.
Yeah.
I think, you know, on my part, because I've lived through a situation where I was constantly trying to please not my spouse, we're not married, but, you know, a boyfriend. I think it's, you know, great to make that effort to do what your spouse wants and to make them happy, but you can't lose yourself in the process, you know? If you ever start feeling as if, wow, like my real self is draining away and I'm really just struggling and, you know, the person just doesn't really seem to be happy and always making more and more demands, maybe it's just time to...
You know, I found that it's only natural for me to want to do things that make them happy. So, you know, if you're a Christian, you said, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church.
Very interesting.
that.
We learned a lot on this episode. Not bad at all.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Moments Girls Talk Nigeria. We hope that you were enlightened and we hope that the conversation was very, very interesting. Always remember,
If you can think it, you can do it.